It looks like Keanu Reeves is eventually speaking out about how Hollywood elites like Oprah and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson are trying to use the Maui fires to fiddle people out of donation plutocrat. And you are not going to believe what he has to say. We were so concerned about what was passing in Maui that we were texting back and forth.
We were so concerned about what was happening in Maui that we were texting back and forth. And I read this article that Dolly Parton had given money in her community. And I said, I think this is the answer. You said, I think that's the answer.
I said, I love it.
And so we have created the People's Fund of Maui.
Following the Maui backfires, which left 115 people dead just a many weeks ago, Oprah Winfrey and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson came forward and launched the People's Fund of Maui, allegedly furnishing direct fiscal backing to victims of the backfires. The two mega-billionaires asked people to contribute as important as they could to the fund. Still, rumors that this fund might be a fiddle have started floating around. What does Oprah have to do with the Maui backfires? And is she really trying to steal donation plutocrat to buy further land in Maui? Let's find out. I am fully agonized over this, and I know all of you are too.
I'm completely heartbroken over this, and I know all of you are too. Everything that I've seen transpire over these past couple of days, everything that continues to transpire, hour by hour and minute by minute, it's all heartbreaking.
The Maui backfires were responsible for 115 verified deaths back in August, and with further than 300 people still missing, these fires are turning out to be the worst natural disaster in the history of Hawaii. The Maui backfires destroyed Hawaii to the point of a public exigency and left thousands of people without a place to live. In the middle of all this chaos, it was revealed that Oprah possessed further than 2,000 acres of land in Maui. Oprah, retaining this important land in the native Hawaiian area, entered substantially negative responses from people as everyone allowed it was weird for Oprah to enjoy land, knowing it might lead to the relegation of the native people. Soon after this was revealed, Oprah launched a crusade to collect donations for the people of Maui. A lot of people felt that Oprah was doing this to distract people from the news of her retaining gigantic swaths of land in native areas. Still, what made these rumors indeed worse was news that Oprah's entire donation crusade might be a sham. Oprah revealed her plan to launch the People's Fund of Maui on the 31st of August, along with Dwayne Johnson. The two said that they had launched the fund to put plutocrat directly in the people of Maui, and that each affected survivor would admit $1,200. The two posted a videotape on both Instagram and TikTok with the caption, "We are recognized to advertise the People's Fund of Maui, a fund putting plutocrat directly in the pockets of those who were affected by the recent backfires." As we've seen firsthand, the impacts of these backfires have been ruinous, and we are then to ensure with 100% guarantee that your donations will go directly into the hands of Lahaina residers. Now let's just say, people were not exactly loving the idea of a billionaire and a multimillionaire asking working-class people to contribute, when they themselves could have done so much more. One addict reflected under the videotape saying, "Girl, you got some whim? Wham's asking us working-class people who can slightly go to put food on the table for our families to contribute. Why do not you ask your millionaire-billionaire musketeers to help?" Other people also replied to the videotape calling out Oprah for her performative activism and said, "What is really sad is that a lot of people will contribute their hard-earned plutocrat simply because of who she is. They will blindly trust her and no way bother to question. Why is not she hitting up all her millionaire musketeers? Because they presumably know more. I know a lot of people suppose Oprah is some angel, but they're fools. This woman is beyond wrong." Another wolf in lamb's apparel. "It makes me sick to my stomach." Another stoner joked, "Math ain't maving with this bone. You guys literally have so important plutocrat. You can contribute it and make it back within a time." Now performative activism and lack of genuine donation away. Oprah and Dwayne did at least help the people of Maui, right? As it turns out, that did not be. Oprah and Dwayne claimed that they had started the fund to help the people of Maui, since they both had such a deep history with the place. Soon after the fund launched still, people set up out that the guarantee of Maui residers entering 100 of the donations was not entirely correct. One woman on TikTok decided to dig into the association and set up out that while affected Maui residers were only entering $1,200 each, the directors involved in managing the fund were making well over the $100,000 to occasionally indeed $400,000. Again, this is the nonprofit. Look at the hires of the directors. The chairman of the nonprofit that manages this fund is making a $400,000 a time. You got the CEO making over $300,000. You have the CFO making $290,000 a time. These are the directors. All these people, you go all the way down, right? Except for the people on the board. You go all the way down to VP advocacy, and they are making a $171,000 a time. These are the hires of the people that are directors of their nonprofit that is managing this fund. They are giving these people $1,200. The FFA, are they going to do retaining $1,200? Now, if that did not make it clear that Oprah was doing everything just for aesthetics, stay till you find out that she actually hired a security platoon to keep campfire survivors down from her land. A viral videotape of Twitter claimed this, with the stoner saying, "We were so concerned about what was passing in Maui."
We were so concerned about what was happening in Maui.
You're so concerned about what's happening in Maui that you somehow managed to hire a private firefighting team to protect your land before the fires started. You're so concerned about what's happening in Maui that instead of taking some of that land and housing even a small portion of those displaced people, you've hired a private security team to keep them off your land. You're so concerned about Maui that you simply haven't had time to denounce any of the shady real estate deals which are robbing people of everything they have, like the ones you were involved in.
Stoner also went on to add, "You're so concerned about Maui that you're asking the American public, utmost of whom cannot pay their rent right now, to contribute the plutocrat to your fundraiser, rather of laboriously giving that plutocrat." And the nail in the poll still has to be the fact that both Oprah and Dwayne Johnson blatantly prevaricated about their own donations. When the fund was blazoned, Oprah and Dwayne Johnson said that they were going to include $10 million of their own plutocrat to the cause. A recent fact check, still, has revealed that the fund only has an $4,000 in it at the moment. Shocked? You are not the only one. Oprah's complete lack of empathy and her commitment to doing principally nothing helpful for the people of Maui was so egregious that indeed other celebrities started calling her out. Jason Momoa suggested at the situation with Oprah's fund and talked about how some truly evil people were trying to fiddle people under the guise of asking for donations. Jason latterly advised his suckers to only contribute to finances and juggernauts that he himself had participated on his account. Inform everyone that there has been some people on Instagram pretending to be me.
I wanted to inform everyone that there's been some people on Instagram pretending to be me asking for money. Pure evil, in my opinion. I'm not going to be reaching out to anyone on Instagram to ask for money. I am posting and reposting as much as possible to the proper places you can donate, but I am not reaching out to anyone asking for money, so please do not send money to these up people. Lahaina_Ohana_Venmo is directly delivered to the families in need.
To these SA out up, Lahaina emphasized, Ohana emphasized that no is directly delivered to the families in need. Oprah is taking advantage of people in a bad situation and using their pain to profit herself. Keanu Reeves has talked about how grief changes you, and no matter how long ago a traumatic event happened, it still affects you and changes you. In an interview with Parade magazine, Keanu Reeves said grief changes shape, but it no ends. People have a misconception that you can deal with it and say it's gone, and I am better. They are wrong. When the people you love are gone, you are alone. And do not forget Kanye said trauma and grief is how the Hollywood elites control people and use them for their own advantage. Around Hollywood,
a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize.
a lot of suckers suppose Oprah too might be trying to monetize people's trauma girding the Maui backfires and using their donations for her own interest. Others still believe that it's all a coexistence and people just want a reason to detest on Oprah. They bestowed 10 million. I do not understand why there's similar negative response to this, but I must emphasize that being fat and fulfilled does not obligate someone to distribute their wealth. What do you suppose? Is Oprah really scamming people with the People's Fund of Maui? Are Hollywood elites really involved in shady schemes involving the Maui backfires? Do let us know what you suppose about this situation in the commentary. Also, do not forget to watch our coming videotape